Ladies and gentlemen, every year we set resolutions. Every year we dream of change. But very few of us actually transform our lives. Why? Because we think too big, too far, and too unreal. Transformation doesn't come from miracles. It comes from simple rules followed consistently. In 2026, if you want to write a new story for yourself, remember these 5 rules. Rule number 1, control your time before time controls you. Time is the only thing that never stops. Money lost can be earned back. Opportunities missed can come again. But time, once it's gone, it never returns. If you waste your days scrolling, complaining, or waiting for the right moment, you will look back and regret. Learn to schedule your priorities. Not just prioritize your schedule. Wake up with a plan, not with an alarm. Protect time like treasure, because it is. Rule number 2, invest in your skills before investing in anything else. The future doesn't belong to the strongest or the richest. It belongs to those who learn, unlearn, and relearn. In 2026, machines will be smarter, markets will change faster, but one thing will always remain valuable, your ability to adapt. Spend at least 1 hour every day learning. Improve your communication, your creativity, your ability to solve problems. Knowledge doesn't depreciate, it compounds. Skills are not expenses, they are assets. Rule number 3, build discipline, not motivation. Motivation is temporary. You can watch a video, read a book, listen to a speech, and feel excited for a few hours. But when the excitement fades, what remains? Discipline. Transformation requires discipline. Doing the work even when you don't feel like it, showing up even when nobody claps, pushing yourself when comfort calls louder. Don't wait for motivation. Create systems of discipline. Success is boring repetition of simple things, but boring things build extraordinary results. Rule number 4, protect your circle, because your circle shapes your future. In 2026, if you want to transform, look at the people around you. If they complain, you will complain. If they gossip, you will gossip. If they dream big, you will dream big. Energy is contagious. Surround yourself with people who challenge you, who push you, who make you uncomfortable enough to grow. You don't need 100 friends. You need 3 who believe in you more than you believe in yourself. Choose wisely. Rule number 5, think long term, act today. The biggest mistake people make is either living only for today with no vision or dreaming about the future without acting today. Both are dangerous. Transformation is balance. See the next 10 years, but focus on the next 10 minutes. Don't say, one day I will. Say, today I start. Every small action today is a seed for tomorrow's forest. My friends, 2026 will not transform you. The calendar will not transform you. Only these 5 rules, if lived daily, can change everything. Time, skills, discipline, circle, and action. Follow them, and 2026 will not just be another year, it will be your year. Time is the most valuable currency we have, yet it is also the most wasted resource in the world. Many people assume that transformation begins with wealth, opportunities, or luck. But in reality, it starts with how you use the hours given to you each day. Every single person on this planet is given the same 24 hours. But the results are never the same because some control their time while others let time control them. If you allow your days to be dictated by distractions, by endless scrolling, by other people's demands, or by your own laziness, then you will find yourself at the end of the year with nothing meaningful achieved. But if you learn to control your time, to use it as a tool rather than let it slip like sand through your fingers, then transformation becomes inevitable. The key is not about working endlessly, but about working intentionally. Waking up with a clear plan, breaking down your goals into daily actions, and protecting your focus are the habits that separate those who succeed from those who keep dreaming. Time doesn't care about excuses. It doesn't pause for you when you feel tired, and it doesn't wait for the right opportunity to arrive. It simply passes quietly, second by second, whether you use it or not. That is why successful people treat time as if it were gold, never spending it carelessly, always ensuring it goes towards something that compounds over years. Transformation in 2026 requires you to understand that time wasted is life wasted, and every wasted hour is a missed chance to build the life you want. You cannot control the past, you cannot control the future, but you can control the present moment. If you dedicate your present to learning, to working on your dreams, to nurturing the right relationships, and to improving yourself, then your future will naturally fall into place. On the other hand, if you let time control you, if you let your phone, television, or habits decide how your day goes, then you will look back with regret and wonder where all the years went. Control your time by saying no to things that do not serve your vision, by giving your best energy to what truly matters, and by realizing that once today is gone, it never returns in a rapidly changing world. The most powerful investment you can ever make is not in stocks, property, or business ventures, but in yourself and your skills. Money can come and go. Markets can rise and fall, but skills are the one form of wealth that no one can ever take from you. If you look at the way the world is moving, you'll see that industries are transforming faster than ever before. Technology is advancing at a speed no one imagined, and jobs that exist today may no longer exist tomorrow. In such an environment, the only people who thrive are those who are constantly upgrading themselves. When you learn new skills, you don't just add another line to your resume. You expand your ability to create opportunities for yourself. Skills multiply your value wherever you go, whether you're an employee, an entrepreneur, or even someone starting fresh with nothing in hand. Every hour you dedicate to learning a new language, mastering a new tool, improving your communication, or deepening your knowledge is an hour that pays dividends for the rest of your life. The mistake many people make is that they invest in everything else first. Cars, clothes, status symbols, before investing in their own growth. But these things depreciate, they lose value with time, while your skills only appreciate, becoming sharper and more useful the more you apply them. If you want to transform your life in 2026, commit to daily learning. Even 1 hour a day can change your life completely over a year, because those small lessons compound into mastery. The truth is, the future will not belong to the strongest, the fastest, or even the richest. It will belong to the most adaptable. And adaptability comes from skills. When you are skilled, you do not fear uncertainty because you can create solutions no matter the situation. When you are skilled, you are not at the mercy of others because your knowledge becomes your independence. And when you are skilled, opportunities naturally find you because people value problem solvers, creators, and innovators more than anything else. So instead of spending your energy chasing shortcuts, spend it on sharpening your skills, because that is the one investment guaranteed to give you returns for the rest of your life. Motivation feels powerful in the moment, but it is fragile because it depends on emotions, moods, or external circumstances. You might watch an inspiring video, hear an encouraging speech, or read a powerful book, and for a short time, you feel unstoppable. But when the excitement fades, when challenges appear, or when life becomes routine, motivation disappears. That is why relying on motivation is dangerous if you want lasting transformation. What truly changes a life is discipline. Discipline is the ability to show up consistently, to take action whether you feel like it or not, to follow through even when no one is watching. It is boring, it is repetitive, and often it doesn't feel exciting, but that is why it works. Success is not built on occasional bursts of energy. It is built on daily habits that are repeated again and again until they create results. Think about it. The athlete who wins is not the one who trains only when inspired, but the one who trains every day, rain or shine. The writer who publishes books is not the one who waits for inspiration, but the one who writes even when the words don't flow easily. The entrepreneur who grows a business is not the one who only acts when motivated, but the one who sticks to a plan, solves problems, and keeps moving forward through frustration and setbacks. Discipline removes the need to wait for the perfect mood or the perfect moment. It replaces wishful thinking with practical action. When you rely on discipline, you no longer ask yourself, do I feel like doing this? You simply do it because it needs to be done. Over time, discipline becomes your identity, and habits built through discipline become automatic. You brush your teeth daily without thinking because it is a habit. And the same can happen with exercising, reading, saving money, or building any skill. Discipline transforms difficult actions into natural routines. And once that happens, success becomes predictable rather than accidental. If you want to transform your life in 2026, stop chasing motivation and start building discipline, because discipline is the invisible bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. The people around you play a much larger role in your future than most realize. Human beings absorb energy, attitudes, and habits from those they spend the most time with, often without even noticing it. If you are surrounded by people who constantly complain, you will eventually see the world through a lens of complaints. If your circle is filled with gossip and negativity, your own conversations will unconsciously shift in the same direction. On the other hand, if you surround yourself with ambitious, positive, and disciplined individuals, you will naturally feel pushed to rise to their level. The environment you choose shapes your mindset, and your mindset shapes your destiny. Many people fail not because they lack talent or potential, but because they remain in circles that drain them instead of circles that build them. In 2026, if you truly want to transform, you must audit your relationships. Ask yourself whether the people around you encourage growth or hold you back, whether they celebrate your progress or secretly resent it, whether they challenge you to think bigger or pressure you to stay small. Transformation requires courage, and one of the hardest but most important acts of courage is distancing yourself from those who poison your growth. This does not mean abandoning kindness or cutting ties recklessly, but it does mean setting boundaries and choosing carefully who gets access to your time and energy. You don't need 100 friends who laugh with you when life is easy. You need a handful of people who believe in you when life is hard. A small circle of people who push you, who correct you, who inspire you, and who share your values is worth more than a crowd of acquaintances who add nothing but noise to your life. When you align yourself with people who are striving for excellence, you rise with them because their habits, standards, and energy rub off on you. Your circle is like soil, and you are the seed. Even the strongest seed cannot grow in poisoned soil, but in fertile soil it flourishes. That is why protecting your circle is not about being selective for ego. It is about survival for your dreams. Because the quality of your relationships will always determine the quality of your future. One of the biggest mistakes people make is either living only for today, without any vision, or dreaming endlessly about the future without acting in the present. Both extremes are dangerous because they disconnect you from true transformation. If you focus only on today, you may find short-term comfort, but you risk drifting aimlessly without direction. If you focus only on tomorrow, you may build castles in the air, but never take the steps needed to make them real. The key to transformation is balance. Think long-term, but act today. Having a long-term vision gives your life direction, purpose, and clarity. It allows you to see where you want to be in 5 or 10 years, which creates a powerful motivation to move forward. But that vision alone is not enough. It is like owning a map without walking the path. Action today is the fuel that turns vision into reality. Every small step, every daily effort, every decision you make in the present moment becomes a building block for the future you desire. People often underestimate the power of consistent small actions. They believe that transformation requires massive leaps, but in truth it is created by steady progress. Reading a few pages daily builds knowledge. Saving a little money daily builds wealth. Practicing a skill daily builds mastery. These actions seem small in the moment, but when repeated over time, they produce extraordinary results. Thinking long-term also prevents impatience. It helps you understand that setbacks are temporary and that growth takes time. A farmer does not plant seeds today and expect fruit tomorrow. He works patiently, knowing the harvest will come if he stays consistent. Acting today, on the other hand, prevents procrastination. It forces you to stop waiting for the perfect moment and to start with whatever you have now. You cannot control what the next 10 years will bring, but you can control what you do in the next 10 minutes. And that choice will shape everything else. When you combine the vision of where you want to go with the discipline of acting in the present, you create unstoppable momentum. Transformation in 2026 will not come from dreaming about the future or from living carelessly in the present. It will come from linking both together in a way that each day becomes a deliberate step toward your ultimate destination. So, as we step into 2026, remember that transformation is not about waiting for the year to change. It is about choosing to change yourself. Controlling your time, investing in your skills, building discipline, protecting your circle, and balancing vision with action are not just ideas. They are rules that will decide whether you live another ordinary year or create an extraordinary one. The future will not reward those who only wish. It will reward those who act with clarity, consistency, and courage. If you choose to live by these 5 rules, you will discover that transformation is not something distant or impossible. It is something you build each day with the choices you make right now